Good evening and welcome back to another round of the short round, all being brought to you by Wicked Fast Attire, of course, streaming live right here on True Cowboy Nation and KFYN 104.3 The River. I'm Katie Dixon, joining me once again live from Las Vegas. We got PRCA bull rider Jay Morrow and PRCA announcer Chad Nicholson. Welcome, gentlemen. All right, let's just jump straight into this, gentleman. Bareback, Tim O'Connell. Now, both of you boys have talked about him earlier on in the week. Last night took the win, 91.5 points. Chad, tell us more about that.
Oh, Tim O'Connell and Virgil, that was odds on, even odds in Vegas probably, for those two going head-to-head. Tim O'Connell's riding so good, and Virgil being Bareback Horse of the Year, it was a dream team matchup. The great story at ProRodeo.com was how he prayed about it, that he would draw really good, you know? Prayers work, and it certainly worked for Tim O'Connell. He's 26,000 more to the good today, and a more comfortable lead in the world standing.
That he has. And moving on, I think he's one to watch. You know, both you gentlemen called him earlier on in the week. So let's keep an eye on Tim O'Connell moving into round 4. In the steer wrestling, Kyle Irwin, 3.4. Quick run last night. Jay, was there a little bit of trouble down in the arena, though, or was it a pretty smooth night?
Man, last night, overall, from the start to finish, was one of the best rodeos I've ever seen, minus the team roping, but we'll go there later. But Kyle Irwin, fastest run of the NFR. He is co-owner of the Horse of the Year, AQHA, with Tyler Pearson, named Scooter. Crazy part is, Kyle Irwin's number 1. Ty Erickson went number 2 in the round. Tyler Pearson 3. Tyler Waggy's pet number 4. And all 4 of them were on the same horse, Scooter. That horse keeps getting better and better as the round progressed and as the NFR progressed. And all 3 of them guys are number 1, 2, 3 in the world, and number 1, 2, 3 in the average. So in 10 days, it's anybody's game. But Scooter is taking home a world championship.
I got to say, I think Scooter needs to get a world title after his efforts here in Las Vegas, because that horse is unstoppable. Let's move on to the team roping now. Luke Brown and Jake Long won it with 3.9 last night. Jay briefly touched on it. Chad, tell us more about what happened in the team roping last night.
Let's see. I can break down the team roping like this. You want to pick them, cover your eyes, put them all in a hat, and just pick one out. There is no science to this. There were 8 teams out as of round number 2. I don't know how many teams are out as of last night out of the average. But, you know, the team roping is wild and woolly. It's Wild West. We'll just have to wait and see.
Jay, I got to hear your thoughts on this as well, because you were keeping an eye on it last night.
Well, you know, like Chad said, you know, there's only 8 teams out of the average. Last night we had 5 teams with a no time. You know, it took 7 teams to go before we had a clean run. And finally, Luke Brown and Jake Long come out with 3.9 to break the ice. And then we got some faster times, but Paul Smith and Eves, they're number 1 in the average, number 2 in the world. That is your team right now to beat. If they can stay consistent over the next 6 rounds, they'll be your world champions.
Well, team roping is definitely an event to watch as we move into round 4 tonight. Let's move on to the saddle bronc riding. Jacobs Crawley, 87.5 points. Jay, what was your thoughts on that?
Well, the 2015 world champion, Crawley, he says, hey, boys, do not forget about me. I'm the world champion. I came in number 1 in the world. He finally gets a round score and gets a big win the round on South Point of Sutton Rodeo Company. But my pick was right or right. He takes second in the round, 87 points. And then the 2-time New Mexico world champion, Tyler Smunsey, takes third, 85.5. But it's good, but Coburn Bradshaw right now is the man to beat. Number 1 in the average, number 2 in the world. So if it was the end to now, he'd be the world champion because Jacob Crawley is out of that average.
I got to say, last night there was some very pretty rides in the saddle bronc riding as well. Very impressed. Let's move on to the tie-down roping. Timber Moore, he won it with a 7.1. A few little slip-ups last night too, but Chad, not a bad time to win it.
Oh, 7-1 every day at the NFR is going to win a check, you know. What its record did here is it was like a 6.6 or 6.5 posted back in the day. We could see that this week. It's amazing to see how quick these times are getting. These young guys are settling in. Obviously, their preparation, all the sports psychology that these high-level athletes use, they're starting to put it to work now that they're getting comfortable in the Thomas and Mack. Timber Moore, he's a wolf every day of the week. Never, ever count Timber Moore out. He's 26,000 richer thanks to that 7-1 last night.
That he is. And even some slower times were getting checks last night as well, so I wouldn't be complaining about that. Let's move on to the barrel racing now, because there's nothing I can say. Jay, you just got to take this away, because that was amazing last night.
Holy snikes. Talk about fast. The ground crew did an amazing job. It's the third round. Horses are used to it. The ground was perfect. Taylor Jacobs' record in 2013 of 13.37 gets broke the very first run out by Cassie Mowry. Now, we're talking top of the ground. That means the ground hasn't been worked over. It's still hard, compact. If you're the 15th girl to go, that ground gets really deep and it's hard for the horses to run. But Cassie Mowry's 13.36 breaks the arena record. It didn't last long. Very next person out, Haley Kinzel, not beats it, but smashes it. The 13.11. Great overall. Last hold in the round last night was Tacey Bettis at a 13.68. So a very, very fast round. But the person to beat right now is Nellie Miller. She's number 2 in the average, number 2 in the world. She's a girl on fire who's possibly going to win a world title.
Now, Chad, I've got to ask you, do you think that they can beat that record again over the next 6 rounds?
Well, let me put my college education to work here from Tarleton State University. Yes. For my agronomy class, I'll say yes.
Well, we're just going to have to keep watching and see what happens there. But I think I'm with you guys on that one. I think we might see it beaten once again. All right, let's move on to the main event of the night. Once again, another exciting event as well. I'm going to throw it to you first, Jay. Now, we had a tie last night. Sage Kimsey, Cole Melancon, 91.5 points. But that wasn't the only highlight of the night in the bull riding.
It was great. I had goosebumps. It took a while to get a score last night. But yeah, Cole Melancon rode hot and ready. And then Sage Kimsey on Nosebender, Sammy Anders, both 91.5. What I did not know is the 3-time reigning world champion has never been 90 points in the Thomas and Mack. Tonight was the first time. So hats off to him. But he's on fire. He knows it. His mind is set just like Tim O'Connell's. But it's going to come down between Trey Benton and Sage Kimsey, because Garrett Smith last night fell off. So the only two have been 3 for 3 are Trey and Sage. But now Trey's in the mix. It's not just two-man racing.
It is. And, I got to say, watching it at the South Point Hotel and Casino last night, when Boudreaux Campbell was riding Bruiser, and we kept watching that clock go from 7-1, 7-2, 7-3, 7-4, all the way to 7-8. Everybody was just ready to get up and just, he was to go 7-8 on Bruiser. I'll take my hat off to him. He was my pick last night. I still think Bruiser will get ridden in the 10th round.
That certainly was just, I was on the edge of my seat. And of course, I had both you gentlemen down in Vegas kind of telling me what's going on. And I was waiting to see it on TV. And oh my goodness, even though I knew, it was so exciting. So, you never know what could happen. And we've still got 6 rounds to go going into round 4 tonight. Let's quickly touch on the all-around. Trevor Brazil, well, he still could be caught up. Tough Cooper still could catch up. But he's consistently making checks in each round, and that counts. He's now over $313,000. Tough Cooper sitting at $245,000. It can be done, but do you think that Trevor's just going to keep going ahead and taking the lead, Jay?
Trevor's getting stronger as the round, as the NFR progresses. He is 68,000 in the lead. He keeps building on that lead every single round. He's also a Top Gun Award winner right now with 70,000 total money won in the NFR. So right now he's in the driver's seat. Tough better get on board.
At this point, there's a lot of rodeo left, but I don't know how you beat Master. Trevor Brazil he's been here, he's done that. It's old hat. The last thing you're going to do is rattle his cage. And I know I picked Tough early on for this deal, but right now I think Trevor's just going to be like a hot knife through butter. It's going to be good.
Absolutely. Round 4 tonight. Both of you gentlemen, of course, are going to be down there ready to catch up tomorrow afternoon, recapping it all and, getting some behind-the-scenes stories as well like you had last night, Jay. So make sure you join us tomorrow night right here on the Short Round. I want to thank both you gentlemen. Also, Wicked Fast Attire. They have a booth down at the Sands Expo Center, so go and check them out. Also at the Las Vegas Convention Center. Stop by. We absolutely love Wicked Fast. Once again, for Chad, Jay, and myself, Katie Dixon, thanks for joining us tonight. We'll see you tomorrow night for another round of the Short Round.